Hello, and welcome back to a new episode of HerStory, Unforgettable Women. Today, we embark on a remarkable journey as we delve into the captivating story of a truly brave young woman. Prepare to be inspired and moved as we unveil the life and legacy of Sacagawea's expenditures across the seas and wilderness with her son. Are you ready? Let's begin. Sacajawea is arguably the most memorialized lady in the United States. She lived a brief but storied life that was filled with extraordinary events. For Meriwether Lewis and William Clark's voyage, traveling from the Mississippi River to the Pacific coast at a tender age, she served as an interpreter and guide. There are a lot of twists and turns to her story. Grab a seat and popcorn, and let's dive deep into Sacagawea's fascinating story together. The life of Sacagawea in the American West was remarkable. The Salmon River Valley of what is now Idaho was Sacagawea's birthplace and childhood in 1788. From the Lemhi band of the Shoshone tribe, her family was indigenous. She was the daughter of a Shoshone chief and grew up amidst the wonders and challenges of the forest. However, at the young age of 10, the Hidatsa people, who were notorious for their frequent raids on surrounding communities, attacked her community, and her life took a drastic turn. 4 ladies, 4 men, and numerous young boys from the tribe of the Shoshone regrettably lost their lives in the aftermath of the struggle that ensued. Amidst the chaos, Sacagawea was taken against her will from her area and given up to one of her captors, allied tribes in the Hidatsa Mandan settlement close to what is now Bismarck, North Dakota. She lived as a captive among the Hidatsa for 5 years, enduring the hardship of her new life. Then at the age of 15 in 1803, fate intervened once again. Sacagawea was sold to a French-Canadian fur trader named Toussaint Charbonneau through a trade gambling payoff. Toussaint Charbonneau was born no later than 1767 and well over 2 decades older than Sacagawea. Charbonneau had lived among Native Americans for so long that he adopted some of their traditions, including polygamy, so Sacagawea became one of his 2 wives and got pregnant. Meanwhile, a significant event was happening on the political stage at the time. A vast area of land known as the Louisiana Purchase was purchased from France by President Thomas Jefferson with 828,000 square miles. It was a sizable region that wasn't very well known. The Northwest Passage was a unique route that President Jefferson sought to discover so that trade might take place between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. But President Jefferson wanted more than just finding the passage. He asked some explorers to do many things. They had to explore the land, learn about the different Native American tribes living there, collect plants and animals, and make maps. He sought the assistance of his secretary, Meriwether Lewis, a 29-year-old individual, to assume leadership of the team, and additionally selected his friend William Clark as his co-leader. With a group of 40 men, they embarked on an expedition known as the Corpse Discovery. Their objective was to execute President Jefferson's ambitious plans by setting sail in 3 boats. After more than a year of planning and traveling in 1804, the captain and his men arrived at the Hidatsa Mandan village where Sacagawea and Charbonneau lived. At the time, Sacagawea was about 6 months pregnant. They decided to build Fort Mandan and stay there for the winter of 1804 to 1805. During their time at the village, they wanted to hire a guide who could help them understand different languages and lead them along the Missouri River when spring arrived. Recognizing the immense value of Sacagawea and Charbonneau's combined language skills after encountering various trappers, Lewis and Clark seized a vital opportunity for the success of their expedition. While the majority of their team members only spoke English, they were fortunate to have Francois Labiche, who could also communicate in French. Moreover, Charbonneau was fluent in both French and Hidatsa, while Sacagawea possessed the remarkable ability to speak both Hidatsa and Shoshone, 2 distinct languages. With this exceptional linguistic chain in place, the expedition gained the ability to establish meaningful communication with the Shoshone people, a pivotal aspect of their journey. Lewis and Clark were well aware that the Shoshone possessed horses that were indispensable for their mission. These horses would prove essential for transporting their supplies across the rugged Bitterroot Mountains, a formidable stretch of the Rockies, facilitating their westward progress towards the Pacific. However, acquiring the horses would have to be postponed until they reached the edge of the Rockies, as their initial plan involved traveling by water. Considering these factors, Charbonneau presented Lewis and Clark with a plan. He offered himself as a guide and translator, drawing upon his profound understanding of Hidatsa and the common languages used by river tribes. Additionally, his wife Sacagawea held as a Shoshone woman of immense potential as they ventured westward, where they were likely to encounter the Shoshone people and engage in trade. Recognizing the strategic importance of their knowledge and Sacagawea's invaluable connections, Lewis and Clark accepted both Sacagawea and Charbonneau as essential members of the Corps of Discovery. This allowed them to set off on their journey 4 weeks later, even as Sacagawea awaited the birth of their first child. During the course of their journey on February 11, 1805, Sacajawea gave birth to her son named Jean-Baptiste Charbonneau, whom Clark and other members of the board named Pomp, meaning firstborn in Shoshone. The arrival of her baby added challenge to their expenditure, but Sacajawea and her infant son continued their arduous journey. In April, the expedition departed from Fort Mandan and embarked on their upstream journey along the Missouri River, utilizing pirogues as their vessels. They faced the arduous challenge of navigating against the strong current, often resorting to the pole pushing and the coordinated efforts of their crew pulling along the riverbanks. It was during this time that Sacagawea displayed her heroism when the boat was hit by a squall and almost capsized on May 14, 1805. She fearlessly recovered vital items from the water, including the precious journals and records of Lewis and Clark, which could have disappeared, and also ensured her son's safety. The other members were impressed by her swift action, which made the commanders honor her name by naming the Sacagawea River after her name on May 20th, 1805. 5 days later, when the expedition came across the Shoshone tribe, as the Corps of Discovery was needed to acquire horses from the tribe to aid in crossing the Rocky Mountains, Sacagawea was called upon to act as a translator. To the astonishment of all, Sacagawea discovered that the leader of the Shoshone tribe was none other than her brother, Kamawait. This unexpected revelation sparked a profound emotional reunion between the siblings. The joyous encounter brought both personal and practical significance in the expedition, as Sacagawea's connection to the Shoshone helped establish trust and facilitate negotiations for the much-needed horses. Meanwhile, the journey was so hard that they ran short of food. Sacagawea's understanding of how to communicate with other tribes and her aptitude for collecting edible plants, which was essential to supplementing the corpse supplies along the way. Sacagawea proved to be a vital member of the group, and her baby's presence also served as a sign of peace and reliability, making people feel comfortable approaching the new tribes and villagers. As the expedition made its way towards the Pacific coast, Sacagawea remained an important part of the journey. When they needed to decide where to set up their winter camp, Sacagawea was given the chance to vote and share her opinion. This showed that Lewis and Clark appreciated her contributions. Despite being treated equally by the expedition leaders, Sacagawea never received any money for her work, while her husband was given land and payment. Sadly, Sacagawea was forgotten for a long time after she died. She passed away at the young age of 25 due to a fever. Clark took care of her children, Jean-Baptiste and Lisette. After her death, Jean-Baptiste received a good education and traveled to Europe and Africa, but not much is known about Lisette. Sacagawea's guidance was crucial for one of the most important expeditions in American history. Without her, Lewis and Clark wouldn't have been able to explore the western United States. She was remembered as a brave Native American heroine and a pioneer. In London, there is a statue of Sacagawea in a chariot near the British Parliament, honoring her legacy. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe for more exciting HerStory content just like this. Until next time, take care and see you soon.